Um, I think my biggest thing is just trying to. I feel like I'm finally got my rhythm back. Uh, I still got more room to improve, but overall, I feel like I got my rhythm back. My shot feel good, my movement feel good. So now the big thing for me is just to be aggressive, man. When I'm aggressive, good things happen. So I'm just gonna try to be aggressive on both ends of the court.
Do you think when you're aggressive on the offensive end, that can carry over into the other guys to get them looking to be a little more aggressive too?
Yeah, I think if I'm aggressive and I'm playing on an aggressive mindset, it opens things up for guys like Kyle and DeMarre because they don't have to key in on those two guys. It gives them another scoring threat. So, like I said, I just want to be aggressive on both ends, man. A couple of my assistant coaches told me your knee looks good, so now it's time for you to be more aggressive, and that's what I'm trying to do.
How good does that feel, knowing 2 weeks ago you were trying really hard to hide your frustration with talking minute restriction, whether or not, how many minutes you could play, when you could play. How does it feel knowing that you can push it?
It feels real good, man. I was just talking to Alex McKinney. We were just talking because about a month ago, who knows? We didn't know if I was going to even be able to play in the playoffs. And, for me to be able to be back and, to miss that many games and only play, a total of 10 games and kind of look like I got my rhythm back, it's amazing. So it's a lot of hard work, but it's also a lot of trust. And I give all the credit to Coach Casey because he the one that put me out there. He could have just set me on the bench and kind of played me spot minutes, but he said, get out there, play your minutes, and get your rhythm back.
You don't miss spending that much time with Alex?
I do not miss spending that much time with Alex. Nah, I look at Alex. I told him he's like my granddad, so he kind of likes that. But we've been through a lot, man. And it's been great, man. All these flights that we've been taking, it's been crazy, but it's been good.
What's the difference between being in your rhythm and not being in your rhythm?
Being in your rhythm, knowing where you can score. For me, man, I don't need the ball. I don't need no plays ran for me. I can score on the backdoor cuts, running the lane, hitting open threes, occasionally pick and roll. So I think that's what I mean by rhythm. Understand where I can score and where I can score on the court at. And I feel like if I can do that, I can help this team tremendously.
I mean, Kyle and DeMarre are always going to kind of be the focus offensively, but is there ways to create more movement? You mentioned backdoor cuts, that kind of thing. Is there things that can be done to less of them standing against a set defense, I guess?
I think towards the end of the game we get to a lot of standing. I think we kind of get too conservative, but I feel like we got to play the same way we always play. And I think we play faster. It's more to my game, playing faster, moving and running and, doing all those type of things. So I feel like if we can do that, man, and stop thinking so much and being stagnant, we can win this series.
I mean, not to go back to Atlanta, but that was a team that moved the ball almost too much, maybe.
Yeah. We was very, very unselfish. Bud preached that you always pass up a good shot to get a great shot. So you was going to get your shots. You knew you was going to touch the ball in the offense. So it was one of those things. But, it's different here. But at the same time, it's still positive. And that's why I said I had to get back in rhythm and figure out where I can score and where I can get my points in the offense.
It seemed like, you guys made so many steals, I think 10 or 11 steals in the first quarter. Was that almost something you talked about? Like, look, let's take some chances here. Let's reach in and see if we can get some transition going?
Yeah, the biggest thing is I was always taught that, you play good defense, you make your defense turn to easy offense. And I feel like that's what we did last night. When you play hard on defense and you get steals, get in the pass lane, you get out on the break and have easy offense. And you don't have to do a half-court set. So I feel like if we can keep doing that, man, that'll be big for us the rest of the series.
Hey, DeMarre, you said a month ago you weren't sure if you were going to be able to play. When did you start to feel like you were turning the corner? Was there kind of a moment that you're like, all right, it's on now?
I always thought it was on. Even when my knee was swollen as a grapefruit, I said it was still on because, it's one of those things, man, you always got to be positive. And basketball is a small part of our life, There's so much stuff that goes on outside of basketball. So I'm always positive, and I felt like, I was always going to be able to play. although sometimes it didn't look like it, I still was positive, and that's the biggest thing, man. Whenever you go through injuries, you got to be positive.
Mike, you guys have struggled on the road the last 2 games with a lopsided loss in Indiana. What has to change going into Miami to put things on the road?
Was it we struggled the last 2 games?
The 2 road games in Indiana, 4 and 6, I believe.
I didn't know. I thought we played good on it, but
Played good in game 3.
yeah, we did play good in game 3, and we played good in one half, wasn't it? Yeah. I think going on the road, man, we got to do it like we did it here, man, as a group. But for some reason, a lot of our guys on the team like to play on the road. So I know Kyle loves to play on the road because that's the type of competitor he is, feisty, and I like to play on the road too. So I think the biggest thing we got to do, man, we got to do it collectively. We can't go in there and thinking we can do it individually, and I feel like when we go in there, we got to really listen to coach. We got to pay attention to detail, and if we can do those things, we can pick up the win.
When you look at a game like last night, given DeMarre and Kyle are still trying to find their shots, how important is it for you and JV to have that aggression, being aggressive offensively? Is it you hope that it's inspiring for them?
Yeah, I think if me and JV are aggressive and me and JV are scoring, that's just, that's something the other team have to focus on. Like for us, for instance, we focus on Joe Johnson and Dwayne Wade, but Goran Dragic came in and hit 26. So then we had to change our focus from them to Goran. So I feel like it's going to open up for them. This is a team, everybody on this team can score. Even guys on the bench could come in and score, like Terrence Ross. So I feel like everybody just got to be ready whenever their numbers call, and hopefully we can get Kyle and DeMarre, our 2 All-Stars, back on.